Hi everyone, I've had an inquiry through regarding basin spanners, the best ones to get, why we need them. Well, basically basin spanner is a plumber's invaluable tool really. Mainly they're used in removing taps, mainly because there's not a lot of room when you go to get a tap undone, especially if it's a bath tap for instance. You've got not much distance between the wall and the bath tap. You can't get a spanner in there, you're not going to be able to undo the tap, so we have the humble basin spanner, which is a must-have. Now also, I mean, sometimes you can get fittings, copper fittings that are against the wall, tight in a corner, you can't get a spanner to turn. Once again, the basin spanner can come to the rescue. So I'm going to show you a few types of spanners, but mainly for taps really. I mean, we've got that really old-fashioned foot here, you know, this is a plumber's foot so to speak, and this goes up onto the back of your tap nut and undoes. But again, it's, you know, it's very tricky to use, get any leverage. You need to get a screwdriver in there to probably to lever it round. That's a real old-fashioned bit of kit. They are still available though, and still can be in good use. Then we had this type of thing, which was a tap repair tool really. Again, it's got this little foot at the top, which is good for a 3/4 bath nut, or the old 1/2 inch or 15mm nut for the sink and basin taps. Again, you get that up there and you have a little rod that goes in either of these eyelets here and gives you the bit of leverage that you want. But of course that's fixed height. If there's anything in the way, you haven't got a lot of leverage, again it's restricted. It's got all these little cuts in it for different type tap bodies for you to undo. That's what they're all about. But again, its length makes it very restrictive in what you can use it for. But it still has its little uses. Of course, we still have got the humble back box spanner, you know, which is a £2 bit of kit, which goes onto the back nut of a bath tap or the back nut of a single basin tap. And you have a little Tommy bar, which you can see there, and you can turn it out. I haven't even opened this up yet. Because mainly I found that you really need it, because if you've got a basin spanner you are really covered. Now this is my basin spanner of preferred use. As you can see, it has a claw on the top and it's pulled back by a spring. Now that's very important, because that means that when you get it on a nut, that spring will hold it there in place and you can turn. So the good thing is, say you've got a bath there and the bath panel is coming around like that, the bath curvature is like this. It means that if that was in the way of the side, you can extend it with this button here. So you can pull it like so and make it taller. So then you can clear the bottom of the bath, or your bottom of your basin, or your sink if the sink's in the way and you're trying to get taps out there. Conversely, you can lower it back down like so by pushing that button in there, and it will drop down to different sizes. Also, obviously, it flips like this, which means that you can undo the nut that way, or you can flip it over and tighten it up that way. So it really has got a good use. Now this particular one here isn't a brilliant basin spanner actually. I paid about £8 for it at one of those tool markets that you often get around, and it's quite a cheapo type making that. It may only cost about £8, but the problem with it is the jaws don't grip the nuts very well. They do tend to slide, so if you get a cheap model like this, it is a bit restrictive. It will tend to slide on some of the nuts. It will do it, but it's not as good as my mainstay tool, which is this one here. This very old and tatty looking rigid make basin spanner. Now this tool is exactly the same as the other one I just showed you, twisting head, okay, and adjustable body with the pin in it, but this is a rigid spanner. It's a number 1017 rigid, made in America, and this spanner is 40 years old. I bought this way back when I first started plumbing. It cost me a hell of a lot of money back then, I can tell you. It broke me, but it's saved me so many times. I've had to repair it a few times over the years. It's finally the little links break through there, the little pin goes through. I've had to renew the spring sometimes, but you could still get the little rigid kits to fix it. But this one has a fantastic jaw that doesn't slip. I can get it on a nut and it will not slip. This is the tool that stays in my box 100% of the time, and I should think it's probably more used than most of my other toolkit put together. It's a fantastic piece of kit. If you get a chance to get a rigid one like this, it's very, very good. There are some other makes of basin spanner where the claw comes off the top and you put it over, and you take that off and put a 3/4 one on if you want a bath one. And again, it's alright, but it doesn't have a spring, and you've got to kind of put your other hand up there to hold the spanner on the nut. You've got to get your finger up there, and you've got one hand here and you're trying to get up like this, you know, it's all a bit too much grief. Whereas this saves you the whole thing, it just pops up there, lock it around your nut like so, and turn, and job done. So that's the uses of the humble basin spanner, and the few that I've got, the particular makes it's just an inquiry, and I just thought I'd throw you in on details of what one is and what they do. And that's about it. I just thought I'd throw that one in for you. As usual, all my videos, you know where to go. They're at them very free. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.